Welcome back to Signing Day Live on Scout and SI. I'm Amy Campbell here with Andy Staples and Scott Kennedy. And guys, we are still waiting with bated breath for the decision of Rashawn Gary, the nation's #1 player. A lot of guys looking to see where Gary's going to end up, Scott Kennedy, Pete Thamel. But we have some big breaking news. Brandon Jones, the nation's #1 safety, he's headed to Texas. We knew Charlie Strong needed a big day. He's off to a great start. We're about to be joined by the head coach of Penn State, Coach James Franklin, joining us on National Signing Day. Coach, let me just start off by wishing you a happy birthday. Hope you enjoyed your Tuesday. Now National Signing Day is here. Those faxes are rolling in. What do you think of your class as a whole? Now it's Najee Harris who is taking over that top spot. Stop me if you've heard this before. A stud running back committed to Alabama.
Just what they need.
Right.
4 running backs.
The cupboards are bare. I know you had a lot less time to put this class together than many of the other new coaches out there because you were busy winning a national championship at Alabama. How were you able to get it done in such a short amount of time?
Playing for championships.
Well, one of the schools we've been looking to see make a big move today is USC, and they've just flipped a guy from South Florida who's been committed to Florida State for a very long time. Safety Jamel Cook, a rangy athlete. So, Coach, we know you've been a big supporter of Avery Huffman battling DIPG, our colleague Brandon Huffman's daughter. This past weekend, you made a big move. You signed one of the best young left-handed quarterbacks out there, 9-year-old Cade Spinella. What does he mean for your program?
Cade's a stud.
It used to be you got that Texas offer. That was the school in that region even. Now it's TCU, it's Baylor, it's Houston, not to mention A&M that they're competing against to get guys there.
They've had some excellent guys in the secondary.
Oh, yeah. And Deion Sanders also had a lot of good things to say about Levante Taylor at the Under Armour game. And speaking of Levante, we are joined by him right now via Skype. Levante, thanks so much for taking time for us on National Signing Day. I'm sure it's been a pretty exciting day for you. No drama. You've been a very solid Seminole commit for a long time. But what did you do today? How did you celebrate? Andy, let's circle back to the food, because I know that's important to you and to Rashawn Gary. And that's always the first question I would ask kids after they came back from an official visit. What did they feed you? It means something. Perfect example of this.
Was going to play he was convinced he was going to play quarterback in college, and I think most of the schools recruiting him were convinced that they were going to put him at receiver as soon as he got there.
And he believed with all his heart he was going to play quarterback for Urban Meyer. And how many minutes passed before they were like, why don't you try? Why don't we put you at wideout over here?
Had the perfect opportunity.
Big Ten is much better.
Coach, you lose Joey Bosa, ready to take the next step in his career, but you have another similar guy coming in, his younger brother, Nick. Guys, I've covered both of these guys in high school, and Joey was so impressive, and Nick is freaky. How do you compare the two, and what are you expecting from Nick here?
Well, Nick will play. You know, he had a knee injury, but I was down there a couple weeks ago, and he looks fantastic. And
another day for them. Well,
the results are in. We've been following the rankings all day long as teams have been battling for that #1 spot. The voting is done, and it's the Alabama Crimson Tide, national champions and recruiting champions this year. Nick Saban put together another great class.